Som Älskade Varandra, Mycket, second 12-inch that was released on November 20th of 2019 on A Moment of Collapse. And second beach, it's called Det Onda, Det Goda, Det Vackra, Det Fula. Oh, I'm so sorry. Arvid, I'm so sorry. Anyway, so the history for this goes back a long time to when I found out about the band, and then I reviewed them, and then I helped release their first 12-inch, and then I helped release them on double 12-inch 8-way split, and then I helped release their 7-inch split with They Sleep We Live. So, you know, this had been kind of culminating for quite a while. In fact, I believe there was a 5-year wait in between the first record from 2014 until this record in 2019. So, yeah, it takes some time, you know, but they're also releasing splits and stuff in the meantime, so it's not like they're not really getting anything. Now, as stated, we did them on 12-inch here. So these are, oh, this one's still sealed. That's my black copy. So there's 300 on black. And then you had the rare version 200 on blue. Let's take a look at this thing first, because it is a gatefold, which is very nice, obviously. Let's get a better look at that. There you go. So, if for some reason you didn't know by now, this has Mark Shaw from the Kiambi Communique, so that's a pretty big deal. That's going to take forever to do. I'm not going to do that on camera. And then, yeah, this is what the blue one looks like. It's a transparent blue. Mostly opaque, but semi-transparent. Okay, so that was the 12-inch, and they came. It was definitely a couple times sending some out that I forgot to put the postcard in because they were sealed. So, because they were sealed, I couldn't stick it in the thing. So, I'm sorry if you didn't get one of these. This is like a little, yeah, postcard. Pretty cool with the art on it. So yeah, the tapes. Here we go. There was 25 on like a nice sparkle swirl that I'll show you. I guess they're at a 50 here. And then 10 just on white, shows you what track numbers are on there. And then there was 10 on copper swirl, which I did not keep. Those are the Moment of Collapse versions, which may or may not have ended up going to them. I don't remember if we sold them or not. Looks like the Sparkle Swirl ones, at least the ZR versions, might be on like a slightly off yellow sparkle paper. Yeah, they're pretty nice. Pretty nice. I dig it. Oh, was it this release? I think it was. I think I sent this box for Arvid's tapes and didn't include a name. The name got erased after I was inputting his information for whatever reason. And yeah, they got sent back to me, so that was a huge bummer. And I think something similar happened with the Jazz Brunch 7-inches, but, you know, whatever. Okay. Let's move on, shall we? So those were all. Oh, I guess there was 5 tests as well, which would make it 50. The band's name, in case you didn't know, Vi Som Älskade Varandra Mycket, means we all loved each other so much. 6-piece, 3 guitar players, bass player, drummer, and Arvid is the vocalist. Arvid used to be in the comedy as well, or just comedy, I don't know. So this album means the evil, the good, the beautiful, the ugly, and definitely takes kind of what they were doing on their previous album, what's it called, The Saddest Music in the World, and makes it both. It does that thing that bands do as they get more mature and better. They get both harder and softer, so this album really encapsulates that expansion outward in either direction, and it's really awesome. They also tie in the spaghetti western-esque stuff that appeared on the Miatage split cassette that came out, I don't even remember how long ago, probably in 2016 or something like that. So they really, like, it makes it more epic, and it really works. I remember first hearing it in that Murtek split song and being like, I don't know if this works, and then over time I was like, oh, that song is really good. And then when this album came out, I was like, oh, sweet, they've included it more, because as much as it sounds like it might shouldn't work, the way that, like, the Envy, Locktender, Respire, just like massive. This band does not do the 10-minute tracks. You kind of cap they kind of cap at six and change most of the time. I think one of the tracks, Sioux City, is only 2:35, so I think they usually once per like recording or so have a relatively short song. And that one's a banger, by the way. Opener, nope. The first track, the opener, is really, really good, and also I believe that one's the one that has the monkey music video, which is really good, and you should check that out. Also on the sixth track, I'm not gonna fool me again there. On the sixth track, the guest vocalist is, I believe, the Totem Skin member, which makes sense with the whole like jazz brunch thing. So something I definitely remember about this album as it was coming out is I'm pretty sure I asked Arvin, like, do you want me to do some PR for this? And he was like, yes, but we've got a guy who's going to do PR. I think the guy like got sick, or like wife got sick or something like that right before this album came out, and the guy had to bail, and they just didn't really have that much PR for this record. I mean, like ZBR and Moment of Collapse still pushed it and everything, but it was a bit of a bummer. Now, this came out in 2019, and in 2017 I went to Sweden during the non-Murtex tour. Congratulations on your impending vacation. And I was able to go hang out with Arvid and Mark Shaw and a bunch of other people who were in Sweden, including Mike Van Buren, who came with me as the bassist for the non-touring Murtex tour. Now, so at this point, I met Mark Shaw, got to hang out a lot. That was really cool. Went to Arvid's apartment. Arvid came to our place as well. Got to meet my family and everything. That was really good. Lisa is a massive Som Älskade Varandra fan. That's my wife. She absolutely adores this band. So that was really cool. I wish we could have seen them play, but it just wasn't in the cards while we were there. I should mention that the person who did the art for the first album as well as this album, which is sick, and I saw that one of the paintings at Arvid's house is done. I don't remember who did the art, but I met the artist's brother, who was very, very cool while we were there as well. Got to hang out. And what was I going to say? Oh, right. The additional thing that is upcoming and hasn't happened yet is Arvid is on Our Future is an Absolute Shadow track that's coming up on that 12-inch LP that should be released sometime early in 2024. January, I would assume February at the latest. And it's really good. And he totally turned it around on me, and he made me scream my own name in my own song, and it was really weird. But anyway, that's coming up soon. I guess until next time, there's the Tomb Tree Family Tree coming up after the VSOM song, but the next El Paso Rings is for Meth, actually, though the album that we probably were going to release, but then they got signed by Protagonist Music instead. So, but we still got to release it on tape, which is really cool, and we work with them all the time with ZBR Fest and stuff, but I'm getting ahead of myself, and we'll just end it there. Okay, so let's do the Tomb Tree. No, this isn't out for you. If it was a big chunk, I'd leave it on, but it's just a little bit. It's just annoying. So, Tomb Tree Family Tree number 4 is for the Hideous Freak Demo cassette that was released on September 17th of 2019. It just came to me. I wasn't checking notes or anything, I swear. So, okay. Andy, I met when Vanessa from Crowning came through to Vancouver Island where I live, and they stayed. I guess they'd recently gotten together, maybe like 6 months to a year, maybe before that. They came out, they stayed with us for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. Did a podcast together. That was really sick. So got to know Andy quite well while he was essentially living with me for 5 days. And absolutely stellar human being. Love me some Andy. So when Andy came to us later and said, hey, I've got this solo project thing that I want to do something with, and I'd love to do some of these swirly tapes that you're doing, and I said, okay, let's do that. Obviously, this was, if you've listened to it, it's much too soft to be on ZBR. It wouldn't make any sense. He'd be missing his bass. All of our Screamo fans would be like, what are you doing? So we put it on Tomb Tree, which at the time made sense, but in retrospect, had I started Soft Seed Music, I definitely would have released this on that because it makes way more sense. And also, I am a huge sucker for mansions. I also like hum. I like my duster. So this has that like folksy slowcore vibe to it. Very minimal at times. I guess what is it? Track 4, like Stardust, really reminds me of Low. With even a bit of like Simon and Garfunkel in there at times, depending on some of the songs. I don't know. Bowie? I don't know. I don't really know what I'm talking about. The opening track, There Is No Design in This, is just amazing. It's such a good song. And upon re-listening, oh my god, did I get it. I'm like, oh wow, I love Mansions. I've loved Mansions for a very long time. I don't know how I didn't place the two together. Andy has a very... It's an innocent sounding voice. That's what it sounds like. It's an innocent sounding, kind of like higher pitched, but not doing like a falsetto or anything, over mostly acoustic stuff. And it's just... It's so good and reminds me so much of Mansions, who I absolutely adore, and just released a new record, by the way, which you should probably check out because it's awesome. Tough Love, I think it's called. So I was very smitten with this early on, and I remember. Oh right, you know what? I don't know. I think it's like 10 dip and 15 just like old computer. So this is the one I kept. And shout out Dave Cullen for saying, I think I asked him something along the lines of, oh, well, how should I stamp these? And he said, stamp just the B-side, because that is very Andy. I always remembered that, so that's cool. So these are sold out, but I did come across like 3 of the old computer ones that I guess this was early on, and I feel like I probably misplaced the J card, but if I can find it, I'm going to print off 3 more J cards because I have 3 tapes that are just like sitting here. So I will get that done at some point if I can find the J card. Strongly recommend this EP. It's really good. And again, tracks like 1, I would say 1, 4, and 5 are my favorite. 2 and 3 are decent, but oh man, 1 and 4 and 5 are just so good. Really calming stuff. Andy has been in a bunch of other stuff, as well as he ran the label, or is running the label, Modern Concern. I was talking to him about it recently at ZBR Fest, and I don't know if that's going to be continuing, but at least the time of this will say, sure, it's still going. I think he was maybe just going to take more of a step back than anything. Maybe I shouldn't be saying anything about that. So none of that's official. Yeah. So he also is in Storybook, which is a synth thing. He's been playing shows under Andy Klingensmith. There's the David Scott band with a long name. I'm not going to try that. Dead Place has released a bunch of stuff. What's that? And an Inkling as well. So you should probably, if you go to andyklingensmith.bandcamp.com, all of the stuff is on there, so you should check that out. You can also go to the Tomb Tree site if you want. The next Tomb Tree release is, I think it's Nerver's Believer's Hit, so that's going to have to wait until chronologically ZBR catches up, because ZBR and Tomb Tree simultaneously released that one. So it might be a bit of a stretch before we see another Tomb Tree release, but I'm really glad that I got to release this, and if Andy ever does come back and do more stuff, I've already talked to him about it, Soft Seed would be all over that shit, because I absolutely adore this demo EP, and really hope he does more of this stuff, because it's really good. Alright, I guess that ends it, so we'll do the thing where we go like this, and like that. I need to go have a shower now.